Yo, tubers and a groovers. How's it going? Welcome to this episode of Take the Fear Out the Gear with me, Jason Bangers.
And me, Mr. Chumley Warner.
What is the best first remote control car to buy for either adults or children? Well, that's a question a lot of people ask, and there's a lot of videos on YouTube, but no definitive answer. But I think me and you are going to give people the absolute definite answer.
Yeah, because there's after seeing these three cars here,
Yeah.
there's a certain thing that comes out strong on one of them.
So I'm not sure of the make and model of this one. I will double check. We'll put it down in the description, this one. So this is a crawler. This is a drifter. This is UDI RC, and this is, I think it's a FTX Carnage. Now what we'd like you to do, put down in the comments, right, just by looking at them, which one would you buy for your child? Which one would you maybe buy for yourself just as a first time car? So comments below before we carry on. And what we'll do now, we'll hand you over to Mr. Chumley Warner, but he'll tell you some prices for you, and then I'll tell you about this one.
Well, I'll start with the cheapest one. So you probably all guessed it. The cheapest one is the UDI Drifter in the middle there.
Yep.
Amazing little car. Does 30 miles an hour.
30 mile an hour
very,
plus.
very fast.
And does it do 30 mile an hour plus? Oh yes, it does. 100%.
And there's a secret, isn't there?
Yeah, there is a secret. If you've got one and you got it out of the box and you're thinking, why is it going slow? Well, the manuals are there for a reason. Read them. You got a free channel. You got 1, 2 and 3 on near your thumb on the remote, and that's like first gear, second gear and third gear. But they're not gears, it's just more power. Put it on number 3, because I was running it around the street and I'm like, this ain't 30 mile an hour. When I put it on number 3, my good God, did that thing fly.
They take off, don't they? That's an awesome piece of kit.
It flew.
Very fast. So, yeah, that's 100. Then you got the Carnage here. More of a sort of rugged vehicle. These are around £200, aren't they? Yeah, you can go online and have a look. But, yeah, you're looking about 200. And you can swap the, the bodies off, can't you?
Yeah, you can buy. Yeah, well, you can with the. I don't know about these, but yeah, you can buy blank bodies for them.
And you can paint them up and do what you want. So that's a nice thing. It's very rugged, that one.
And you can do what I've done on here as well, which we might do in a separate video. I'll put front and back lights on this. Cost me £2.50.
And then this one over here, the crawler.
Yeah, right. The marketplace side.
Yeah, Facebook Marketplace.
So I went on the marketplace. I wasn't specifically looking for a crawler, but there was a crawler on there. The guy wanted $220 for it, and I ended up getting it for, I think it was $170. And he's upgraded the pinions. He's upgraded the diff. Everything's metal on this thing, and it's all been done for the price of £170. Come with a charger, battery, and a remote. And even got batteries in the remote, which is something you rarely get when you buy these things.
Yeah, certainly nowadays, yeah.
So, which one of these do you think is the best for a beginner? Right, so we're going to start with some quirks about each and every car. Now, pluses and minuses about this one, Si.
Well, the Carnage, it's a very rugged machine.
Very fast as well.
And it's fast, it's well built. However, you can break stuff on it.
You've just bought a car over £200 and you played with it for 5 minutes, and now you've got nothing to play with because you haven't got the spares. You didn't buy them in the shop. The bloke don't say, by the way, them back end bushes break off easy, you ought to buy a couple of spares, and they're so cheap to buy, you know, so without any advice, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I suppose, what were you saying, you know, if you wanted to upgrade a few bits, it might be £20-30. And that will make it super rugged then.
Spend £50 on that and that'll be nearly indestructible. Right, so we come on to this drift thing, right? So I took it to a big car park. Take in mind it's a small car. It's got great headlights on it, really good lights. You can change them from red to white or red, or just white or just red. Which is brilliant for orientation in the dark because you can see whether it's facing you or not. And this thing really does whip along. It's probably as fast as this thing. I couldn't believe it. Now I was drifting it, I didn't have the drift wheels on. It comes with a set of drift wheels and it comes with a set of off-road tyres, or road tyres. I had the road tyres on. But as I was drifting, all of a sudden, one of the wheels just went out like that. And again, I'd been using it for 5 minutes and this happened. And that's all broken. And it's only the wishbone and a very cheap repair. But at the time, I haven't got the part. So I've had 5 minutes of absolute tremendous fun with that. But it's broken already.
So I suppose if you are buying it from a model shop, you could ask like the guy or the lady, whoever's serving, what parts do I need? Like what's likely to go, and then at least you've got some spares. So if you break it, then you can screw them on.
Just say, be honest with me. What am I likely to break when I take this out? Which kind of brings us on to this one. I bought this second hand. I got it home. I had no idea how much power this thing had because I hadn't had a chance to play with it. Now it does about 8 miles an hour. It's not fast. It's the speed of a mobility scooter, but it gets there instantly. I mean, instantly. Hit the trigger and it's at 8 miles an hour straight away. I have crashed this thing so many times because of the sensitivity on the trigger. Bang into this, bang into that. I flipped it over and it will remake it, rewrite itself because it's got so much power and torque. This thing has got a brake on it. Look, you can see it's wobbling the old tables. It's got what they call drag brake. So as you're coming down rocks and stuff, it will hold itself there. And it kind of defies gravity, this thing.
Yeah, it's amazing. It is amazing.
Now, the point I'm making with this thing, I drove it down my stairs. I tried to drive up the stairs. I've been climbing walls with this thing. It has dropped. It has bashed. It has smashed. It has rolled. It has scraped. It has rallied. It has paced. And the damn thing just keeps going. It's nigh on. Indestructible. So what I'm saying is, you want a car that you're not going to get out of the box, and after 5 minutes, I broke that. After 5 minutes, I broke that. I bought this one before I bought any of them too, and not a damn thing has gone wrong with it yet. So, in our opinion, the best beginner car that you could buy for anyone, a child or an adult, would be a crawler like this. A second-hand one that somebody has already done the upgrades on. Now, you ain't going to be able to see on this camera, but everything's metal on this thing. Everything. The drive shafts, the diffs, the cogs in the diff are metal. We've got oil-filled shocks. Just everything's metal. You can drop this thing from 30 foot and it will just land and just go boom, boom, like that. You will not break that. You can play with that for hours until the battery goes flat and recharge it, and it doesn't matter how many batteries you've got, that thing will just keep going. Now you can change the pinions in these things. You can put a different ESC in them and you can make them 30-40 mile an hour, but I will tell you now they're top heavy and they do roll quite easy because they've got such a high centre of gravity.
Yeah.
And yeah, they do topple over easy, but it weighs, I mean, it's really heavy. It's really heavy. So all I'm saying is these are great, but they're frustrating. They're so fast, they're fun. They're like, wow, geez, you're like, whoa, look at that thing go, and then you've not hit anything. You've just turned the corner and your wheel's hanging off. It's just not fun, you know.
Yeah, so I suppose you've got to look at how much you want to pay for something.
Yeah.
And if you do want to go for one of the cheaper ones, like we said earlier, get some spare parts and then you'll be all right. But if you can spend a little bit more,
yeah,
go for the crawler.
On this one here, what broke on the Carnage, if you see that bit of blue there, on just there, well, the original plastic one snapped. It just snapped right on this corner here. And there was no reason for it to snap. It was just purely by the torque of the tyre. It was by the pure power which snapped it. Now that to me is a bad design. And also when you get them out of the box, check, because all the wheels were loose and that. And I didn't have... You don't get a tool in that Carnage to tighten the wheels up, whereas in this little car here, you get a little toolkit, and everything on that toolkit fits on here. So
cool.
I was able to tighten the wheels up. They were all really loose.
So I suppose that's another thing you might want to check. has it got a little toolkit, or do I need to purchase something just to tighten everything up? But yeah, I definitely agree. You know, if you're looking for something robust and it's not going to break, then this would be the one.
You could football kick that down the road, right to the end of the road down the hill. That'll still go. Now, this is totally different from what we normally do. I'm sure you'll agree. So we really hope you enjoyed our radio-controlled episode there. We've got many more radio-controlled stuffs and things and whatnots. And if you want to see more, just let us know. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming along. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
Like and hit the bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll say it's goodbye from me, Jason Bangers.
And it's goodbye from me, Mr. Chumley Warner.
This is Take the Fear Out the Gear, out.